Testing.
Is it on? Ready? May these festival lights open our eyes to the joys in life, beauty that delights the eye, freedom to be ourselves, the knowledge of Torah that shapes our moral being, the heritage of celebration that unites us as a people. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, for giving us life, sustaining us, and enabling us to reach this season.
And let's join together in the recitation of Shehechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat v'shek yom tov.
Thank you, ladies. Shabbat Shalom.
Mitzion Tetzei Torah, Ki Mitzion Tetzei Torah, Udevar Adonai miYerushalayim, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch Shenatan
You got to get all the way over there.
I gotta be where?
Over there.
Wonderful.
All right, so here we have our Torah in our midst, our most sacred object. So we're going to start with the very first words in the Torah. And how does the Torah begin? With what? Genesis, the letter Bet. Yeah, Genesis. In the beginning, it's the story of creation. All right, you guys are great. Ken. So we have Aviv over here, but how do you mean? Hello, that's a deck. All right, so we have the opening words of Genesis.
ראשית ברא אלוהים את השמיים ואת הארץ, והארץ הייתה תוהו ובוהו, וחושך על פני תהום, ורוח אלוהים מרחפת על פני המים. ויאמר אלוהים יהי אור ויהי אור.
Mazel tov, Yasher Koach, right? That was the first day God created light. And then we have, of course, the story of Adam and Eve. We have Noah and the ark. And then in chapter 12, so Jack, if you can scoot around this way and come in front. Jack's our next reader. Come around this way, right? And then if you guys could step back just a dab. So Jack is going to chant from Parashat Lech Lecha, chapter 12 of Genesis. Here.
Right, perfect. Right here. Yep. Vayomer Adonai El Avram Lech Lecha Me'artzecha Umimolatecha Wait. Oh yeah. Umibeit Avicha El Haaretz Asher Lech Arecha Ve'escha Legoy Gadol Va'avarecha Va'agedala Shemecha V'ye Biraha Va'avarecha Mivarecha Kolale wait, oh my gosh. Kalalecha or Nivrehu Vera Kol Mishpachot Ha'adama.
Yasher Koach. Good job, Jack. So good. So in Lech Lecha, what happens? God calls to Avram, right? He's not yet Abraham. He's Avram. God calls to Avram, and Avram answers the call. We know Abraham is our first Jew, and God tells him to go, and this is what Jack read: go from your native land, from your father's house, to a land that I will show you. I'll bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. And Abraham follows God's lead, God's call, and that's what happens at this part in Genesis. Then Isaac is born. He marries Rebekah. Then Esau and Jacob are born. And of course, we know there's a lot of discord, right, with the stealing of the birthright. Jacob flees to Haran, to his uncle Lavan, and he ends up marrying his cousin. He's in love with Rachel, but who does he marry first? Leah, right, because he's tricked. And so he marries Leah, and then he has to work another 7 years, and then he marries Rachel. Then the next comes, so Lee, I need you to come on, make your way over this way. So next we're going to go to chapter 32 of Genesis, Parshat Vayishlach. Jacob and Esau have not seen each other in 20 years, right? They left on bad terms. The last thing Esau said is, I'm going to kill him. So after 20 years, they meet again. And Esau is coming with 400 men, the Torah says, and Jacob is feeling nervous. And he sends his family across the Jabbok River. And then at night, what happens? He wrestles with an angel, right, with a divine being. And during this wrestling, his name is changed from Jacob to what? Yisrael, which means, right, one who wrestled right, with God or with a divine being, okay? And then in the morning after this wrestling, Jacob is limping. Why? Because his hip socket was wrenched during the wrestling. And this is why we as Jews are not to eat the meat from the thigh muscle. Well, what comes from the thigh muscle that people love? Filet mignon. So, and it has the sciatic nerve. In Israel, because there's a lot of people who want to buy filet mignon, it is kosher because they remove the sciatic nerve. But that's the connection. So technically, I hate to tell you for those who love filet mignon, we are not supposed to eat that, according to the Torah. So Lee is going to tell us, share with us at the end of this story.
אלה שמות אלופי עשיו למשפחותם, למקומותם וישימותם, אלוף תמנה, אלוף עלווה, אלוף יתת, אלוף אוהלי במה, אלוף אלה, אלוף פנון, אלוף כנס, אלוף תימן, אלוף מפצו, אלוף מגדיאל, אלוף ירם, אלה אלופי אדום, למושבותם וארץ אחוזתם, הוא עשיו אבי אדום.
Yesh koach. Mazel tov. Great job. All right. So now, as we move on with our story in the Torah, then comes Joseph on the scene. Joseph, we know, is despised by his brothers, right? He has these dreams that they're going to bow down to him, and he's kind of arrogant. So what do? What did Joseph's brothers do? They sell him, right, into Egyptian slavery. He's sold into Egyptian slavery. He ends up in jail in Egypt. He interprets dreams for Pharaoh, and that's how he comes to power in Egypt, because he can interpret the dreams. So Nora, I'm going to invite you to come on over here. Now we're on Parashat Miketz, chapter 41 from the book of Genesis. This is where Pharaoh has the dream of what? 7 fat cows and 7 lean cows. And what is the dream? That the fat cows eat the lean cows, right? This is what Nora's Torah portion was about. And Jacob interprets it saying you're going to have 7 years of plenty and 7 years of famine. And by his dream interpretation, he saves not only the people of Egypt, but also the Israelites, which we'll get to in a moment. All right, Nora. Let's see. Vayishan. Vayikatz. 1 second. Here it is, Vayishan. Remember?
Vayishan. Vayahalom Shenit Vehine Sheva Shibalim Alot Bekane Ehad Uvriot Vitovot Vehine Sheva Shibalim Dakot Ushtufot Kadim Somehot aharehen, vativlana hashibolim hadakot, 8 sheva hashibolim habariot v'hamaleot vayikatz paro v'hine halom.
Yasher Koach, Mazel Tov. Great job, Nora. Excellent. All right, so then Jacob learns, by the time the book of Genesis ends, Jacob learns Joseph is still alive. Joseph learns his father is alive. He reveals himself to his brothers, and Joseph invites them all to come to the land of Egypt. Now we come to the book of Exodus, okay? And there's always a space. Those of you who are here can look down. There's always a space between each book of the Torah. There's a little space here. So now we are in Exodus. So we know, because we read this on Passover, there arose a king who knew not Joseph, and Israelites were enslaved for over 400 years. Moses is born, put into a basket, raised by Pharaoh's son. Moses flees after he struck down a taskmaster and realized that people knew what he had done, so he fled to Midian. He comes upon Yitro, the Midianite priest, and marries his daughter Zipporah. He tends flocks. And what happens? While he's tending flocks one day, there is the burning bush, right? God calls out to Moses, tells him, I want you to go to Egypt. Does Moses say, yeah, sounds like a great idea? No. Okay, 4 times he says, no, no, no. And finally, and God gets angry with him, and then God says, look, I'll send your brother Aaron with you, okay? And I want to say that Moses, right, it tells us in the Torah, migamgem, okay? He had a stutter, or he was slow of speech, right? He had some type of disability. We know that all our biblical heroes have flaws, and that teaches us that we will never be perfect. We are not intended to be perfect, and that when we have flaws, right, some we can work on and some we can't. And you know what? We're lovable and great just the way we are. So now, so Moses and Aaron go to Egypt. They say, let my people go. Yes, no, yes, no. We have the 10 plagues. Last one, death of the male firstborn. God passes over the homes of the Israelites because they put the blood on the doorpost, and today we put the mezuzah on our doorposts. Finally, the Jews are freed, but then the Egyptians come after them. The Sea of Reeds split. The Israelites walk through. The water closes over the Egyptians, and then we come to this part of the Torah from Parshat Bishalach, chapter 15, and it's one of the 2 places in the Torah that's written like a poem. It's not written with all of the lines straight. So here we find the words mi chamocha. So let's sing along together. Keep in mind, if we double words, it's not because they're doubled in the Torah. It's just how we sing. So here we go. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, no ra tehilot o seifele, no ra tehilot o seifele. And further down in the same passage we have Adonai, join with me. Adonai imloch, Adonai imloch, leolam va'ed. Great. So Moses then goes up the mountain to get the 10 Commandments. And it's traditional on Shavuot to read the 10 Commandments. So Ed, I'm going to need you to get over here. Eden, can you hold the spot where your grandfather was? And Sheila, I'm going to need you to come forward because we have 2. Whoa. Guys, move the scroll back a bit so Ed can stand up. There, good job. All right. Yay. You're good. All right, so this are the 10. We have 2 readers for the 10 Commandments. Hold your hand. Vayedaber.
Heis kol hadavorim ho'ele lemor nochi Adonai Elohecha asher hotzeiticha me'eretz Mitzrayim miveis avodim lo yehelecha Elohim harim al panoi לא תעשה לך פסל וחלת מנוע אשר בשמיים מעל אשר בארץ בתחס ואשר במים מתחס לארץ לא תשכב אליכם ולא תעבדם כי אנוכי אדוני אלוהיך אלקנה פוקד עוון אבות הבנים על שלישים ועל ריבים לשנאי ועושה חסד לאלופים לאוהבי ולשומרי מצוותי לא תישא אס שם אדוני אלוהיך לעשוב כי לא ידכא אדוני אס אשר יישא אס שמו לשוב.
Yasher Koach, Mazel Tov. You can walk around if you want. So you don't have to go in. I'll go through the office. Yeah.
Go through the office.
So you don't have to bend down.
Go around through the.
All right, here we go.
זכור את יום השבת לקודשו ששת ימים תאב. I'm going to start over. I didn't do it right. Okay. זכור את יום השבת לקודשו ששת ימים תעבוד ועשית כל מלאכתך ביום השביעי שבת לאדוני אלוהיך לא תעשה כל מלאכה אתה ובנך וביתך עבדך ואמתך ובחמתך וגרך אשר בשעריך כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, את הים ואת כל אשר בם, וינח ביום השביעי. על כן ברך אדוני את יום השבת ויקדשהו. כבד את אביך ואת אמך למען יאריכון ימיך על האדמה אשר אדוני אלך נותן לך. לא תרצח, לא תנאף, לא תגנוב, לא תענה ברעך עד שקר, לא תחמוד בית רעך, לא תחמוד אשת רעך, ועבדו ואמתו, ושורו וחמורו, וכל אשר לרעך.
Yasher Koach, Mazel Tov. Great job. Wonderful. All right, so we have the 10 Commandments. So then, so now the Israelites, they start getting directions for building the Mishkan, the tabernacle, the portable tabernacle that they will take with them as they make their way through the wilderness. And when they make the tabernacle, one of the things they are also commanded to take with them is the menorah, which is the oldest symbol of the Jewish people, which we have right here on the front of both of our podiums. And then we have Ki Tisa, and in this we have Vishamru, which is where God tells the Israelites to observe Shabbat for 6 days because God created the world in 6 days and rested on the seventh. So let us join together. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. And just to be clear, it's not doubled, in the Torah, but that's how we sing it. So just want everyone to be clear. So Moses comes down Mount Sinai. He sees the golden calf. He's enraged. He smashes the tablets. We know he goes back up again, has to get a second set of tablets. And that brings us to the book of Vayikra, the book of Leviticus. Leviticus has a lot of rules for the priest and how to offer sacrifices. It discusses purity and impurity. And though the topics are diverse, the common theme is holiness. Holiness in relation to people, time, and space. So now, Noah, I invite you to read the very last Torah portion from the book of Leviticus, Bechukotai.
Im bechukotai telechu, ve'et mitzvotai tishmeru, va'asitem otam. V'natati gishmechem be'itam, v'natana ha'aretz yevula, ve'etz hasadeh yitain piryo. V'hisik lachem daish et batzir, uvatzir yasik et zara, va'achotem lachmechem lasova, v'shavtem lavetach be'artzechem.
Yashkoach, Mazel Tov. All right, so basically in that Torah portion, God reminds all the Israelites to keep all the laws and the commandments and says, hey, if you do everything the right way, there'll be blessings, and if not, there'll be curses. Then the book of Numbers is what we read, what we started last week. And we do have in the book of Numbers the blessing that we recite many times on special, certain occasions. So I'm going to offer over everybody the priestly benediction. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ye'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. All right, so that comes from the book of Numbers. And then we come to the book of Deuteronomy. So I'm going to invite Mark Smith, who happens to be a birthday boy today. Woo-hoo! So we have, Mark is going to start with the Shema. And here, right? Wait a minute. It was the beginning, it wasn't the beginning of the paragraph? I'll teach you. Wait. No, it's talking about. Oh my goodness. It was on this paragraph. No, I want to find it. I have to find it. Where was it? It was here. Stick it. No, okay, wait. No. All right. One second. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No, it's not. So that's the second paragraph. Yeah, it starts with Shema. No, you know what? That might have been the second paragraph. That was the second paragraph. We were still in numbers. That's the deal. This is Lama'an Tiskaru. Yeah, wait. This is here. I'm coming back to you guys. All right. Yeah. So Deuteronomy. Yeah. So the Shema. Deuteronomy is here. So when we chant the Shema and V'ahavta, we are actually chanting from Deuteronomy and from the Book of Numbers. So I got myself turned around. So I want to remind folks that the second line of the Shema, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed, is not in the Torah. That is from the rabbis, okay, from the rabbinic period. So here we go, Mark. I'm going to give you the yod right there.
Anybody that would like to sing along with me, please do. Just follow the bouncing yod. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha b'dibarta bam b'shiftecha b'vetecha uvleftecha b'derech ugshachtecha uvkumecha ugshartam leot al yodecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha avnaftam al mizuzot beitecha uvisharecha.
All right, so it's the fourth from the bottom. So it's Lemon. Give me a second. If I'm following it, it's one second. Where's my other note? I have a note. What the heck? Teaspoon. 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe it's 4 from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it is. No, it's not. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, Lemon. Here it is. Lemon.
Leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol b'mitzvotai v'yitem kiddoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti atem meretz Mitzrayim liot lechem lalohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Yasher Koach. Mazel tov and happy birthday. So the Torah, and I will point out one other thing for those folks who are down here. You'll see this is the second place. I said there are 2 places in the Torah where it's not just columns. These are columns, but it's a little bit different because this is Moses' last speech to the Israelites. And if we want to just finish off so if we just kind of come towards the end and we say, I'm just going to start. V'ya'al Moshe me'arvot Moav al har Nebo Rosh HaPisgah asher al Pnei Yericho v'yirahu Adonai el kol haaretz et ha-Gilad Adan ve'et kol Naphtali ve'et Eretz Ephraim u'Menashe ve'et kol Eretz Yehuda ad hayom ha'acharon ve'et ha-Negev ve'et ha-Kikar bakat Yericho Ir ha-Tamarim Tse'ar vayomer Adonai elav zot haaretz asher nishbati la'Avraham liYitzchak u'liYaakov lemor l'zaracha. Did it rip? Okay, so I'll just finish this up. So it just says v'lo yada ish et kavuroto ad hayom hazeh. Moshe ben 120 shana b'moto. So the Torah ends when Moses climbs up Mount Nebo. He's not allowed to enter the land of Israel. Nobody knows, it tells us in the Torah. Well, they tell him that this is the land. He shows them this is the land promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And he says that nobody knows where Moses is buried. And he also says that he lives until 120 years old. So in Israel, right, when it's a birthday, and we could do it here too, we say Ad Mea V'Esrim. We wish someone that they should live to 120. And I will tell you a funny story. When I went to Israel in February, I sat next to a guy who was part of a church group, and he says, oh, we're going to Mount Nebo, and we're going to see the grave of Moses. And I thought to myself, okay, I'm not going to ruin it for him, but the Torah says, right, nobody knows to this day where Moses was buried because they didn't want it to become a shrine, right? They didn't want people to worship Moses because we only worship God, not other human beings, right? So I don't know what they did on their Torah, but anyway, so listen, Yasher Koach to everybody who read. We're going to start rolling up the Torah. Okay. Please be seated, everybody. Please be seated. So now, so we have a few more things to do. At this time, we're going to read our Misha Baruch list. We're going to call to mind our loved ones who are in need of prayers of healing of body, mind, or spirit. Our prayers are with Lev Dickerman, Leonard Glazier, Teresa Todd, Rich Goldwyn, who we're grateful is so much better, Donna Gould, Erin McElvin, Terry Anderson, Rivka Butt-Frimmett, Lisa Duval, Carlene Webb, Joel Gendron, Maggie Barbieri, Ellen Stein, Willa Wilson, Paul Tackett, LMPT officer, Nick Wilt, Eric Gershkovich, who's still being held in a prison in Russia, Nick Safkovich, Tom Sobel, Yosef Avraham Yehoshua Ben Bela Liba, Al Unger, Janet Elker, Fred Levin, Trina Postlethwaite, Ted Gordon, Karen Doddridge, Jen Grove, Marty Rosenberg, Bobby Jackowitz, Harold Hamburg, Margaret Phillips, Gloria Friedman. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be for a blessing, and may they rest in peace as we join together as a congregation in our Misha Baruch prayer for healing, which can be found. Oh, I'm a little out of sorts. Yes, if you would like to add the name of loved ones for us to keep in our prayers tonight, please say their names aloud as my eyes meet yours.
Gareth Penna, Sam Marcus, Gloria Stein. Megan McEwen.
We ask that God bring comfort to our loved ones as we continue to do what we can to be a source of comfort to them during their time of need. We join together in our Misha Baruch prayer for healing, which can be found in the middle of page 253. And now we call to mind our loved ones who live on in our hearts, in our minds, and our souls, but who are no longer with us physically. If you are here to recite Kaddish for a loved one, you're invited to rise when his or her name is read aloud. This evening we remember Ralph Benjamin, Julius L. Cohen, Rose K., Irv Klempner, Phil Kornstein, Rebecca Lau, Sandra Levinstone, Anita Campbell, Saul Schulman, Lester Berry, Clara L. Jacobs, Bernice Krinsky. And we're in a period of a period of Shloshim for Rabbi Harold Kushner, Victor Malka, and Dr. Arlene Spark. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. May they rest in peace as we rise together as a congregation, reciting the Mourner's Kaddish, page 294. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah, v'yamad v'merach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayeichon u'yomeichon u'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'yimeru. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei olamaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei v'kudesha v'rinku le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ta'amiran v'yalma v'yimeru. Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimeru. Amen. Osei Shalom v'mama, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimeru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say together, please be seated. A few announcements. We'll be here tomorrow morning at 10:30 for our Yisper Shavuot service. Torah study will meet on Zoom on June 6th at 1 o'clock. The second Israeli Street Fair will be held at the JCC on June 4th from 12 to 4. It's free and everyone's welcome. And some members of our congregation, some of their artwork and crafts will be displayed at the Temple Shalom booth. Bob Title, Carrie Kaplan, Mike Phelps, Carol Unger, Rich Goldwyn, Judy Hutchinson, and Slava will be there with some of the remaining items from the gift shop. So it could be a really fun day. There'll be cocktails and mocktails and food trucks. So if you have what to do, if you don't have what to do on June 4th, 12 to 4, free admission. Our Tikkun Olam Committee has organized our second repair affair. This is when we go into the home of a senior citizen who needs some work done, and members of the congregation literally go and do some work. And so the next one is on June 10th. If you are available, and you don't have to be a skilled contractor to participate. There's all different kinds of work to do. So contact Avery Kohlers, or you can also contact the Temple Shalom office and find out how to contact Avery by email. And I want to just say, this is a pretty close proximity. Last week, organized by Mark Smith, our Tikkun Olam Committee did a park cleanup at Cox Park. It was our second one. It was really successful, and some folks that were not members of Temple Shalom joined us, which is, everyone's always welcome. So, there's a lot of ways of living out our Judaism, in addition to being in the sanctuary. So if you're interested in any of these events, please let us know. Also, JFCS is doing another food drive. They're really low on food. There are flyers. It also comes in the weekly email blast, but the particular items that they're looking for are listed on the flyer. Some are in the lobby. You're welcome to grab one on the way out. Our annual meeting will be June 25th. More information will be forthcoming, but it will be in the afternoon. So please mark your calendar. Plan to be here on June 25th for our annual congregational meeting. I want to thank all of our Torah readers. I want to thank everyone who helped hold the Torah up so they could read, and also to Aviv and to Sheila for leading us in music, and Rich and to Janet for taking some pictures. Hopefully some will make it into the community. And again, to Slava and Linda and Hetty for helping with our lovely Onen. Before we conclude, it's that time of year when we have some people to recognize. So if it's your birthday, I invite you, where's my cordless mic? I invite you to come on up if it's your birthday. Thank you, thank you. Oh, and the yard and my papers. I'll come back. Thank you. We have the mic. Hey guys, can I pass this up to you? Sheila or Aviv? Can one of you? Thanks. All right, who has a birthday in the month of May? Because I think there's at least one more person. All right, well, let's start. Tell us, when is your birthday?
Today.
Yay! Tell us your name. Since you're still relatively young, you can tell us your name, the date of your birthday, and how old you either were or will be in May.
Okay. I'm Willa. My birthday was just past Monday on the 22nd, and I turned 20.
You turned 20. Mazel tov. I remember having you in confirmation. So stay here. For each of you, you have a Baskin Robbins. This birthday, come on up. So this is my friend Catherine. We recently met. She's relatively new to Louisville, and we found out that each other were Jewish. And anyway, I invited her to join us tonight. So you can tell us when your birthday is, and you do or do not have to say your age. Your choice.
I'm Catherine. My birthday was May 23rd, and I just turned 60.
Yeah, well, you don't look it. Stay up here. Wait, stay here. Okay.
So I'm Mark, and my birthday is today, and I don't mind telling you my age, 74.
74? All right. Hold on. Don't go anywhere, guys.
I'm Noah, and on in 2 days I'm going to turn 14.
Marvin Fleischman. My birthday was May 19th. I'm 86 years old.
Mazel tov. So on the count of three, Yom Huledet Sameach. Echad, shtayim, shalosh. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. And many more. Happy birthday, everybody. All right. Is anybody celebrating an anniversary in the month of May? Which, to be honest, there usually aren't, like April and May, because one of the things that we don't do as Jews, we don't get married in the time between Passover and Shavuot when we're counting the Omer, so we usually don't have weddings in April or May. But we have another type of celebration, our graduates. If you have recently graduated, come on up. So yeah, come on up, grads. Woo! So tell us your name and tell us where you graduated from.
My name is Nora. I graduated from Meredith Dunn School.
Yay, so off to high school for you. Mazel tov.
My name is Edith Scarborough, and I graduated from Pitt Academy in postgrad.
Mazel tov. Stay up here. All right.
All right, my name is Jack Strickard, and I just graduated from No Middle School.
Mazel tov. So off to high school for you too. So Siman Tov and Mazel tov. Here we go. Echad, shtayim, shalosh. Siman Tov and Mazel tov and Mazel tov and Siman Tov. Siman Tov and Mazel tov and Mazel tov and Siman Tov. Siman Tov and Mazel tov and Mazel tov and Siman Tov. It's always great when we have simchas to celebrate. All right, so tonight, our closing song, it's only fitting because, we took out the Torah. We're celebrating Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah. And on our ark, we have here the words, Eitz Chaim hi lamacha zikim ba v'tomecha me'ushar, diracheha darchei noam v'chol netivoteha Shalom, right? That's when we often say, Eitz Chaim, right? It's a tree of life to those who hold fast of it, and its supporters are happy, and its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace. So we are going to do the camp-style version of Tree of Life to close out our service tonight.
עץ חיים היא למחזיקים בה ותומכך מאושר. שלום, 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 שלום. There's a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom.
Thank you, Sheila and Aviv. Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach, and may the Torah guide you. May you feel like it's a tree of life that guides you and gives you strength and gives you air, proverbial air to breathe. So thanks for being here tonight. And again, Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach.